All right. I'm here. Different location. So it's very hot today. I wanted to do it outside, kind of go sit outside and do it. But because the heat is so intense outside right now, my friends were like, "You're crazy. Don't be sitting outside trying to do your thing and all that. Stay your butt in the house." So let's talk. Do you believe? Okay, I'm gonna show you some pictures from Welcome to Be So Light. Hit that like button and subscribe. I am Priestess Michaela, Michaela, whichever way you prefer. Niana is my Taino name. And welcome, welcome, welcome. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you for coming in and being a part of the Be So Light tribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got lots to talk about. So I'm floating around right now and still trying to pick a place where I really want to be. I feel like it's gonna be a big move. I'm trying to just be with it, have to surrender. So one of the things I'm doing, I'm just surrendering and creating the perfect opportunity to do exactly what I enjoy doing, which is creating helpful content that allows people to discover who they are and that allows people to move forward and do the things that they want to do in life. So let's talk about something. And I just finished a session with one of my clients out of state. Okay, so everybody knows I finally got myself moved out. I did the weekend getaway to Mount Shasta, did the medicine up there. It was off the hook, insane. Okay, now, if you are someone that doesn't believe in things or doesn't believe in anything different outside of self, click off. You need to go. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye. But if you want to hear something that was off the hook insane, then stay tuned. That's how you want to do. So, yes, I'm not wearing my red hair tonight because it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. Okay, it's hot. So, first of all, I arrive into Mount Shasta, getting ready to do 8-8, and I thought it was just the energy intensity was just building up and building up and building up, and I was like, oh my God, this is really getting intense. And there was some things that was just like kind of coming up that were irritating. I had to release it and kind of work with that and move through it and what have you. I'm on a different, kind of like this camera better. So I think I figured out my lighting better. I think it's going to be this one. I finally got my Mac set up for YouTube. It wasn't set up before. Yay. Really starting to get technology. All right. So anyway, let me tell you what was happening. And this is why I titled it, Do You Believe? Because I have my experiences of things that have happened to me when I go to Shasta. I know what I've seen. I know what I have been a part of. I know what's on that mountain. Okay, I know. So as I was up there from Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was really taking a lot of pictures of the sun, because I really wanted to see. And I have some pictures I am going to share with all of you, and hopefully you'll be able to see them. But one of the pictures I first took, which was the day, um, the Thursday that I arrived, I took the picture on Friday. So the first one I took was on a Friday. And I think I posted this one on my Instagram. So this is the first shot. I'm gonna see if I can get it. Can it. It might not be able to do it. Nope, it's not gonna do it. Anyway, put it up on Instagram. And you can see the other planet that's out to the side, the other sun that's outside our sun. Okay, getting ready to go into alignment. You know that movie, Pitch Black? Remember that with Vin Diesel? And they're on that planet, and then they said, well, what happens when everything lines up? It goes pitch black. Well, think of it as the opposite for us. It didn't go pitch black. It just got brighter. It just went into brighter sun. So everything just lined up in that one fashion, and it was just brighter, intensive sun. So with that intensity of that sun that came in, there was a lot of um, light coding and different types of energy that was coming in that was coding everything, and you could really feel the intensity of it. So I thought that was really like, whoa, this is really intense. So I'm gonna scoop that. So I did a lot of pictures of the sun. Then when I started, I'm gonna see if I can get this one to come up. When I got in location on Saturday for the drumming, one of my friends took this photo. And you probably won't get to see it. I'm gonna post it up on my Instagram so you can take a look at the photo. It's not gonna do any justice. You're not gonna be able to see it. So you know what? I'm just gonna post these pictures up on Instagram to show how the aura of the sun opened, and you can still see the color light codes coming out from the sun. And then straight down was like this ray of light portal. So I thought that was really like, wow, this is intense. So I have a couple pictures of that. And then I have another picture of the actual Stargate of the sun, how it's open. When it's just a ball of light and it's just open, we initiatively call that the Stargate because it's no longer just a light of the sun, like when it comes up in the morning and you just see this ball of light and that's the sun. It's amplified, it's huge. And this was just a huge Stargate that was open. And with Stargates comes visitors. So a lot of the star families use the Stargates to come in. So I am going to talk about, and I'm going to load the picture up also, with one of the members who came to the Mount Shasta, and she was sitting off to the side. She was our respected elder of the group. And she took a picture of me before I started drumming. And in the picture, you can literally see three figures, transparent, standing right in the kind of like rock area, and it looks like they're just standing there. You can see actually a head and the shoulders. You see one that's a different formation standing off to the side. And I said, look at this. They're invisible, but they're standing right there, and their outline of themselves got caught in the picture. So I'm going to post that on Instagram also, so everybody can take a look at it. It was just really an intense and awesome moment. If I can't post it on Instagram, I'll probably put it on the community section. I need to learn how to do it on the community section here. So here we go. Finished up the medicine, did the drumming and everything. Everything was good. Um, the energy was intense. Um, it was a very intense moment doing that drumming and getting it going. And I just remember saying, wow, this is really intense. And it was really interesting because after I finished the drumming, I sung 3 healing songs. As I was standing up on the rock, I sung 3 healing songs. And it was really interesting when I started doing the healing songs, it became very still and very quiet. Like there was nobody walking, there was nobody talking, everybody just went. It was just really quiet. And so after I was done, people were like, thank you, that was so healing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I spoke the light language that came through at that time, and it was really awesome. So go back, and we all went out and ate breakfast, had a big breakfast because I was starving. And went back to the hotel and moved back over to another room, and I was relaxing. So everyone dispersed. I was waiting for someone else to come up, and they were unable to attend. And I was like, okay, so here I have this big room all to myself, 2 beds in there. And I kept trying to offer it up if somebody else needed the extra bed, if they wanted to flip flop the rooms or something. And no, everybody was fine in their rooms and it was okay. So the next day, when it comes time to check out, I said, okay. We went ahead and checked out. And I'm not sure if I shared this, but I was looking for, on Friday, I was looking for a fruit smoothie. I think a blueberry one. I'm not sure if I talked about it or not. But it turns out that one of the members that came up, when I couldn't find the type of fruit smoothie that I wanted by the company Naked, and I said, oh, they don't have the fruit smoothie up here that I want. What is this? She ends up having it and gives it to me when she comes up. And I was like, what? Manifestation. So after that, on Sunday, I check out and I'm thinking, okay, I've got to head back into town, meet up with other friends, and I'm going to, hang out at other people's house and do my thing, do some medicine, what have you, and rest for sure. So I said to myself, I'm going to go back up to the mountain and I'm going to do my prayers and put my intentions out there once again of things that I want for myself and for others, all those wonderful things. So I drive up. This is where it gets a little strange. And it's been, ever since then, it's been a little strange. All right, here we go. Now, keep in mind, I've been going up to Shasta forever. I've been going to Shasta for a long time. And so driving up the road, I'm just driving and I'm thinking about things and I'm just noticing how beautiful it is and how peaceful it is. And I'm making this drive, I'm going up the mountain, And you know how when it's a really hot day, you know how the heat comes up off of the ground and you can see the heat rising up off the ground, right? Okay, this wasn't one of those moments. This wasn't heat coming off the ground. I literally saw, just like I'm looking at this water, this type of formation, like this, like water, kind of in a oblong oval shape, come across the road, and I could see it because it warped. It kind of did this, and I was like, I'm driving. I'm like, what the hell's that? I'm like, and before I could stop and say, shoot, put your brakes on, don't go through it, it was too late. I drove through it. And as soon as I hit it, it was a portal. It was a active portal. As soon as I went through it, it was like, boom, my head felt like it was expanding, like I got a headache. Then I started getting like tickling feelings in my stomach. I felt really like disorientated. And I was just, holy Julia, I think I just went through a portal. And the way I knew I went through a portal is because everything was so high definition. I cannot explain how, I mean, 5 is high definition. This was like so crispy clear. Frequency was off the rocks. It was just insane. And I'm driving and I'm like, this feels really strange, but yet good in a different way. So I'm driving and I go to my spot, but there's someone else, first time ever, parked in the exact spot that I go in a camper. And I'm like, what do I do? What's going on here? Somebody's in my spot. So I said, okay, no problem. So I kind of just, I parked away from it and I was just right there in the moment. And the first thing I noticed was how dead silence it was. It was so silent. The only thing you could hear was maybe like a rolling of a pebble down the side of the hill or the actual sounds of a bee going through the air. There was no bird sounds. There was no wind blowing. It was dead, still, quiet. And then you would hear the cars coming from either direction, either coming down from the mountain or going up to the mountain. And then you would hear the sound, but as soon as they passed, it would go right back to that dead silence, that dead quietness. And I'm like, wow, this is really quiet. I mean, dead silent. So I get out of the car and I go sit on the passenger side. And keep in mind, it's like really, so it's like, I don't know, noontime up there, hot. So I'm sitting there, I connect, I speak a little light language and do my prayers. And it's just dead silence. Once again, I can hear the bees, no birds. And then as I'm thinking certain things and I'm asking certain things, a breeze would just kind of come up and then it would go away. I was like, okay, totally in the moment, connected with nature. I was one with everything. It was really cool. And then after I finished, I said, okay, asking for alignment, asking for direction. Where do you want me to be? Blah, blah, blah. So I get up, I walk back around the side of the car. This is where it gets a little weird. There is a scarab looking bug beetle on the door where I have to grab to open the door up. The size of my hand, black, and it had like horn antenna that came out and curved all the way back. And the horns itself were about the size of my finger, that long, about 2 inches long. I've never seen anything like that. And I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell is this on my door? Black, and it was, I kid you not, the size of my palm. It was huge. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm fascinated by the fact that it looks kind of like a scarab, but at the same time, the way the horns comes up off the beetle's head and curves back, and when it lifts its head, the horns were back like this. I was like, the hell is this thing? I've never seen anything like that in my life. Not up here. Hence the word. Remember, I went through a portal. So things were a little different. And I'm like, what the hell is this thing? So I go back around on the other side of the car. I reach in and I'm going to get my drumstick, my striker. I get it. I said, I'm going to guide it off my door. This thing, this beetle, as big as it was, must have knew what I was doing. Because when I got around to the side and I had the drumstick and I said, hi, I'm just going to guide you gently off the door. I'm going to guide you off the door. And as I'm reaching and I'm kind of like back like this and I'm going to guide it off the car door, it looks at me and its antenna horn things come back, looks at me, and I'm like, did I upset it? What's it doing? And all of a sudden, this thing starts to fly towards me. And I'm about ready to lose my cookies. I'm like, ooh, no, you're really big. Ooh, and it's coming straight for me. And all I can do is just like, I'm not trying to do anything. And I duck and it goes boom, right over my head. But here's the thing. It flies over my head. I turn around and look, it's gone. I don't even know where it went. It didn't go like to a plant. It didn't fly up the thing as big as it was. I should have been where it went. It just flew right over me and it was gone. It just like vanished. I was like, all right, that's a little strange. That's a little weird. That's a little cray cray. Okay. So I get into the car and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell was that? I said, yes, it looked like a beetle, but it didn't. I tried to find what it looked like on my phone, and some of it looked similar, but it really just didn't look like it belonged here. It looked like it was from somewhere else. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say it was the size of my palm of my hand. The way it was out, it was the size of my hand. And so I said, okay, okay. So I sat on the driver's side and I'm thinking to myself, wow. And then once again, it was just dead quiet, that dead quietness again. And I'm like, wow. I mean, it was so still. You could just hear whatever drop in a moment. It was just this stillness. So I sat with it for a while. And I was just in that moment. Got some more downloads. And then after that, I went ahead and got the message that it was time to go. And I started making my journey back to come back to town and meet up with my friends down here. And it took me some time to get back because I was thirsty, hungry, and spacey. And everything that I kind of wanted to get my hands on or to snack on or something, they were either out of it or they couldn't prepare the meal. They didn't have enough help to prepare the meal. They were one place I wanted to go sit down and have a meal. The bright sun was out there, and she was like, all of our tables that have the shades are filled, and all there's left is bright sun. And I don't think you want to sit in the bright sun and eat your meal. That's not going to be good. And I said, you're right. Thank you anyway. I went on about my business. So the reason why I share this is because some of the pictures that you're going to get an opportunity to see um, kind of makes you say, wow, what is the reality that we're really living in? What is this earth? This earth is changing right before our eyes. We're living in such different dimensions, such different timelessness, and to be able to manifest is truly off the hook. Now, I've been in this mode of I have to have the right place. I want to know the saying, going, what am I doing? Da da da. So things have not presented themselves like I wanted them to. So I was reminded to stay in my divinity of the goddess and receive. I was being reminded of that by my friends, by my coach, teacher, and Kate kept saying, "Gotta stay in your divinity. You gotta stay in that goddess energy and receive." And I'm like, I'm not sure. I gotta do, and I had to stop myself because we get into a place and we always feel like we have to do. And for me, this is a place where I deserve to be right now to just receive. I've been receiving for a long period of time right now. And I am just at this place of just receive. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to receive. So when I got to my friend's house, I kept saying to myself, gosh, I really have a craving for spaghetti. I haven't had spaghetti in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. I haven't had a good thing of spaghetti. And I said, wow, I really want some spaghetti, but it has to be made right. I have to have the right kind of everything with spaghetti. And I said, it's got to be made right. So I was thinking about spaghetti. And lo and behold, actually, for lunch today, I didn't say nothing to nobody last night about my craving about spaghetti. And all of a sudden, my friend says, I'm going to start cooking some pasta. And I'm working on my thing. I'm trying to get everything lined up and looking at all my client list. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. I'm gonna make some pasta. And I'm like, pasta? Yeah, I'm gonna make some spaghetti. And I'm like, oh, what? I'm typing. I'm like, you're gonna make some what spaghetti? He goes, yeah. I'm like, what kind of spaghetti? Well, I'm going to make it the right way, spirit way. We're going to have buffalo. I go, oh, thank you. Now, buffalo for us sun dancers is sacred. And there's nourishment when you have that buffalo, whenever you're going to do Sundance, after Sundance. It's a nourishing um, type of meat to take in. That being already knows he's been doing that or she's been doing that for eons, giving of herself to the people so they may live. That's how we were taught, native wise. Every culture of indigenous people have their connections to certain energies of animals that are connected to them indigenously. Okay, there's just a story that goes with that. So I say this out of respect for those who are vegans, vegetarians. There comes a time when your body, depending on what type of healer work you do, it needs that to help your body heal. Now, I've talked about many times after I've had an injury, I've dislocated something or hurt something, and if as soon as I take in the sacred meat of buffalo to help nourish my body, it heals like that. My swelling goes down, my bone, the tendons, everything heals. Even in Chinese philosophy, taking in certain meats, the way they cook certain broth and stews are healing for the body. That's part of their philosophy. So I think it's all about, out of respect, everybody has their connection of what they use as a part of healing. Food is nourishment, depending on how it is obtained in a good way. I'm not just saying just go out and slaughter whatever, but it's obtained in a good way. So I just wanted to put that out there so people don't jump on here and beat me up about veganism and everything. Everything is done in a way that you need to have it when you need to have it. That's how it is. That's all I'm going to say about that. So after I had that, I felt so good. I said, gosh, I didn't give myself permission to have pasta for so long. It's been almost, 3 years or something. I haven't had spaghetti. So good. It was just so good. And then I had to get crazy. It's already hot. I said, I need a little bit of something hot, like hot sauce, on my spaghetti. He goes, okay. He brings out this jar of homemade salsa that a friend of his made, and he got it from, he goes, well, and I smell it, and I'm like, ooh, that smells really spicy. He goes, yeah, it's spicy. So he takes a spoon, and he scoops a little bit out, and he puts it on my dish, my pasta. And I go, oh, come on. Well, he goes, well, yeah, I just don't know how strong this is. Come on, give me another hit of that. So he scoops a little bit more and puts it on top of the spaghetti, and I mix it all in there. Yeah. Yeah, I think I should have stopped at the first scoop. Yeah. So I get it. I start eating. I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. And all of a sudden, it's like the atoms of the hot sauce says, hello, we're going to set your mouth on fire. So I'm eating, and I'm like, God, the spaghetti is so good. And all of a sudden, I just go, and all of a sudden, everyone's like, she's gotten quiet. And I'm like, I need some cold water right now. Everyone's getting off to give me some water so I could drink the water and get it in there. And it was just like burning. And I was just like, oh my God, what is this? It's so hot. And it's just going. And I'm just down in the water. And I'm like, give me. I'm trying to get the fire out of my mouth. And then all of a sudden it just kind of goes out very gently. But it still reminds me it's there, just kind of there. And I'm like, and I go back and start eating it again. Such a Capricorn. So I start eating it again, and I'm like, yeah, this is really spicy. I start breaking out in sweat and tears coming out of my eyes. Sinuses are clearing out, and I'm like, yeah, this is really good. He's just laughing his butt off at me. He goes, I told you I should have just only gave you a little bit, but you had to have an extra. I said, yeah, I'm such a Capricorn. Yeah. So it was so good. It was so enjoyable. But so that was that next day in the manifestation, I was like, okay, this is really strange. I thought of something and boom, it showed up. So here's the thing. When I say, do you believe? Do you believe that you can just sit back and think of something and it just shows up? Because that's what we're in right now. We have this for the next, until 12th and 13th, when that portal starts to kind of close down and the energy starts to balance out. So the manifestation is off the hook, hence the word. This is the time that you really want to be careful about what you're talking about. When you're talking about things that come up from the past and how this energy is going to start amplifying that old energy of what you're talking about. So when old stuff comes up, just acknowledge it and let it go. Acknowledge it and say, oh, yeah, I remember that. Done with that. And acknowledge it and move it out. Don't wallow in it. Don't keep reacting to it. Don't keep emerging yourself in with that energy and keeping it, because we're in this really crucial time where that energy is changing, where we are really in that manifestation moment. So you really, really have to be careful of what you're talking about and what energy you're circling around in. And so there are some moments where I was just like, nope, not talking about that. I'm not going to engage in that energy. I'm staying on a certain energy right now because that's what I'm manifesting. It's like, here's your old world, here's your new world. Okay, and the two are crossed like this. Right in the center is what you're manifesting. So this new world is going to take it. New world energy vibration is going to take it. And here's your new energy. So this is all about, what are you really creating? What are you really manifesting in who and what you are and what you're bringing in? How are you manifesting it? Are you going to manifest it from a past lower energy? And you're going to keep that? Or are you going to move into a more positive energy and create from there? There's a difference. So right now, the game is on. We have to stay in this higher vibration and in this higher energy and stay in that. So I just want to invite each and every one of you, take the time, get your journal out, get your pen, and write out the things that you really want to write out so that you can really manifest right now in this moment. What is it that you really want to change? What is it that you really want to have? This is the moment when you step outside and you are connected to the heaven and then the earth, and you're the tether in between. You're the tether, and you're connecting. You're in alignment with that. This is right now your time to just pull it in, pull it all in, and just know that you already have it. I know that's hard to believe sometimes because of what we are dealing with on this planet. But keep in mind, the energy was made up for a reason, to get a result that it's looking for. The energy that we've been dealing with, that doesn't stop you from creating at all. That does not stop you from creating at all. That doesn't stop you from not having what it is you desire. That doesn't stop you from changing things that no longer work for you. That doesn't stop you from saying, I'm done with being around toxic people. I'm done with toxic jobs that don't love me, that don't really respect me, that don't care. I'm not a number. I'm just not this anymore. This is the time that you're going to start seeing how you show up in the world. What are you presenting? What is calling you? And I'm going to share this with you. One of the things I said to my client today, I said, what makes you happy? What would make you happy to stay and be on the planet? Because there's a lot of us right now, especially if you're a star seed, you're saying to yourself, and I'm right there, I've done it, say it, man, I got to get a range check. This was a bad deal. Got to get a rain check. Got to get a rain check. This is terrible. So when you are saying that you are like needing a range check or something, or you're wanting to get off the planet, or you're wanting to do something different, because you want to be picked up and let's go to a different planet or something. You're looking at this and you're saying to yourself, what did I do? How did I make that? Hi, baby. Hi. This Sassy. Hi, Sassy. Hi, baby. So I want you to think about it. Hi, honey. Oh, hi. Hi, how you doing? I know, we're having conversations. Sassy likes to communicate with me. Hi, Sassy. Well, hi. How you doing? Are you thirsty? No? Okay. Anyway, we'll finish our conversation. So I just want to invite you to please take a look at that and know that we're in this really precious moment of creativity. And I want you to create from that place. Make those changes. What gets you excited? What makes you happy? What makes you say, I'm glad I'm here? What's my gift to the world? What do I want to do? Because I tell you one thing, when I saw that portal of watery like energy come across the road, and I'm not putting my brakes on, and I hit it, I go through it, and I'm like, uh-oh, I wonder how this is going to turn out. Can I get out? So be noticeable when you see things like that, because that portal is wide open right now and you can see a lot of different things. So just know that. All right, I'm going to do my best to just load up all the pictures, take a look at them, probably on Instagram. I don't have the connection thing to put through this laptop to get it loaded up onto community section. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I want to thank all those that came up to Mount Shasta. Thanks for being there. I said I wanted to do light language last night. So I was so out of it. Yeah, I was gone. Yeah. The light language I saw was called the back of my eyes. So I was sleeping. So I'm going to make time to come in and do some of that code work. But please take the time. Go to 7elements.net and take a look at, hit the tab, Be So Light, and hit the tab and look at the drawings, the artwork that Ash designed from my vision. And he did a really good job with that. And just see how it makes you feel, how healing it is. Okay? All right. I'm out of here. It's time to drink more water, take a look about, have a conversation with Sassy, and I don't know, just be. And I want you to be. So much love to all of you. Be good to yourselves. Remember who you are. And starseeds, this is just the beginning of what we're supposed to be doing. So be patient with yourself. And don't be in the world. Don't be in it. Just come out and observe. Observe. Because we're getting ready to observe some really interesting things coming in the next few days. Trump is hinting. Interesting. He had to leave a conference suddenly. Pay attention. And remember what I taught you. Can you tell the difference between the truth and a lie? Pay attention. Because it's about to get really real. Just pay attention. And don't be in fear. Look for the truth. All right, lovelies. Gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Much love. Be so light.